Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon, where we are in a castle, a good knight's castle. Yes, here we are, and well, we've been developing it quite well actually, and we will continue to do so. But well, I must admit that it's been a while since we last played this, so I need to get my bearings here a little. I do know that the last thing we did was build this stretch of path here, and I'm not really sure, did we actually? Well, I think we built the stretch of path, but we didn't really do anything else, it seems. Like, oh no, that's not really what I intended to do. We'll fire you instantly, yes. Yes, luckily there's no penalty for firing staff. You don't need to pay their wages for God knows how long. It does seem that we did put a handy dude there, but it does also seem to me that we did not put any benches down here in this area. Or trash cans or any of those necessities. So we'll quickly get that sorted. Man, that's some sloppy gameplay. Anyway, now that we have done that, let's do a quick check on the well, the state of affairs over here. And actually, I should have remained in this view just for that. And do we see any vandalism? Probably not. It's still early, so we probably don't have any vandalism. Not as far as I can see. It's easier to see without the gas, though. And I also don't think we need to adjust any of our pricings just yet. So we're doing almighty fine. Now, last time we did build this stretch of path with the explicit intention to get ourselves a coaster over here. A coaster that does not go into the castle, but that does go on the outside of the castle. And we will get ourselves building just that. So, we're gonna build this wooden coaster, and in fact, you know what? There's no real reason for us to build the wooden coaster and not the wooden twister coaster, as it's just a better version of it. So, we are going to build this wooden one. Now, the one question, and just give me a second here. Alright, back. The one question that we do have is how and where are we exactly going to build it? So if we zoom out a little, see, the space that we have for our coasters is outside of the castle. I don't want to build any more inside. So that leaves us with like this side of the island all for the coasters. Now, of course, because the path is here, the coasters need to be here. And because we also said that we would only build wooden coasters, I think the first thing we should do is tell our eggheads that perhaps it is time to start researching more roller coasters. So that's what we'll do, because I do like to get at least a wooden mouse coaster out of this. I don't even know if there's anything else, but we could, of course, also get ourselves a river ride for this. So that's what we'll do. And seeing how we can only build wooden coasters in this park, we might have to resort to a wooden coaster anyway. Which, you know what, we will actually do. And this might be a little bit cheesy what I'm gonna do, but it's, on the other hand, I think it's quite cool. So I have a plan, of course I have, and we are going to put that plan in motion. So I also have like an idea of where the coaster should be, which is, we're gonna build it in this direction. And let me just make some space here on my desk, because it's a little bit cluttered with stuff. Anyway, we're gonna build it over here. So now that we know that, let's get that into action. We shall first make an entry into the underground. Oh wow, we even got castle wall textures on the outside. That's quite odd. Well, it's not really odd, but right. I do want this to move quite a bit further backwards. Like somewhere over here, for example. And then I think we don't really need it to be this far back, do we? Can I still get them? Oh, there's only 2 trains in it right now. Then, in that case, yeah, we'll have to go maximum length on this one. That's fine, that's alright. Oh, it says issues with the terrain. Well, of course, there won't be if we build it, if we build it like right, below the wall, but still, that was a little bit unexpected. Now then, let us close this, let us get the terrain back out there, and let us start building the coaster, right? So, I guess the first thing we actually need to do is get above ground. I'll fix up the terrain here, because we probably don't need it, but we need to be careful with our money, so definitely something to keep in mind. Right, okay, good. Underground view, be gone. Supports, be there. Just so that I can get a bearing of what the F I'm doing, actually. Right, okay, also we can close this. Then we'll do the lifting trick over here. We won't have this go too high because... What? Wait. What? We have vertical loops on this coaster? I mean, what in the... Alright. So... Okay. We are gonna go a little bit higher than I first anticipated because of sad loop. So that's definitely a cool thing. Kind of got me by surprise, really, but that's definitely a nice addition. I like that. And then we shall add another drop to this. And you know what? What we will first do is actually get a water... Oh man. I would love that to be a little bit further down, actually. So we'll terraform a little bit. Like this. Now, if we raise this, we should be able to go out here. And this should be the water level, actually, that we're on right now. So if I were to... we're almost at the water level, but that's fine, because what we're gonna do right now is raise or lower the land first. What? So I need that to be 1 lower. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Right, then we shall curve this around. Or, how about we add a on-ride photo section, definitely, because we will need the cash for it. So, then a tight curve. Now, I don't really know how this will hold up, but we are gonna do a loop here. That is all setting it up for future success, of course. And, because currently we got already quite a few cool track pieces in, right? We also will need some money, but I also would like to take a moment and see how and where exactly we're gonna get this coaster back. So... if we go to the above ground view, let us plan out this coaster a little bit, because we can't do too many shenanigans. What I would love to do, though, is oh, no, never mind. I thought we could go through this tower, but that's not an option. So, in that case, our station is over here. I don't want to spend major amounts of money, so I think what we'll do is we will curve probably... below here, do a curve, probably head up, and then go in the underground over here, probably to return to the station. This ain't gonna be our grand coaster, because we definitely lack the money for such a thing, but I don't want it to be like a 5 in the ratings. If it's like more than 6, that would be really great. Preferably what I would like to have is like it going up in a curve, and then do like maybe we should build the looping to the other side. Gives us a little bit more headway, and then we could go into the underground like over here, do a few curves, you know, and then head back to the station. So we'd at least have like another drop. So that's what we'll do. We'll add another loop. And that's to the... Is that to the right side? No, that's not. I wanted the other one to the left. Yes, that's the right one. Okay, so now that we have this in place, we shall get up like this. And then, is that like where we want it to be? That's probably one too early, so we'll go like this, and then we'll get the supports back on, and then we'll have a sharp drop, which is of course gonna complain about the terrain not being in the right way. I don't mind that too much. There. Do some terraforming. And then if we up this, there, yeah, that's exactly what we need. So now that we are here, we do need to go to height 6 though. So that's definitely a thing to keep in mind. However, if we go like this, then we should be able to traverse pretty much all our paths below it, should we so desire. Now, this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh man, the view, this is terrible, absolutely terrible. Oh man, this is gonna be horrible, I know that already. No, I don't want it to be banked. We'll have this go down one more time. I'm also not after going to rock bottom, but it turns out that we're already kind of there, so also I do need to get this up, and then something like, man, this is difficult, man. I can't even tell if I'm aligned. It seems to me that I'm one off actually, though. Yeah, we're one off. Right, so that means that basically this one needs to be a tight curve, then we'll go up to height 5 again, do another tight curve, go up, straight, and done. Nice, alright, let's test ride this. Let's see if it actually will make the loop. I have no idea about it. Also, we shall change this. Oh no, it actually has 3 trains. Very good, so whilst you, the viewer, watch the test ride, I, the Tycoon, shall hook up any path shenanigans over here, which ain't gonna be easy, but also, let me just quickly think this through, huh? I want this to hook up over here. If I were to put the supports on, I'd reckon that, yeah, we're probably like 2 tiles away, but we need to get up like 6 tiles for this. Yeah, about that. So we shall try and do so, but I think it's better if we... Alright. Perfect speed. That's the thing I wanted to know. And it turns out to be brilliant. Right, so we do need to get up here. And we'll probably do it like this. Now I would like to see the terrain once more. So this is the way. Alright. Fine. Looking good. Then... oh man. This is absolutely terrible. Where am I gonna... wait. How high is... ooh, that's also height 13. That's even higher. I mean... excuse me. To be honest, building a coaster this low definitely has a disadvantage, if you ask me. Maybe the next time we shouldn't build it this low, cause... oh man, this is bad, you know. This is really bad. Anyway, we'll see what we can do over here. It's complaining about raising and lowering the land. Well, not complaining really, but it's saying it needs to be different than what we currently have. Right, now if I can get... I mean, where are we at exactly? Oh, that would actually line it up perfectly, I believe. Yes. And if we then go like this, that would actually hook it up. Brilliant. Right, okay. So, the coaster is tested. We still have a bit of money left. What are the ratings? It's not that bad, actually. It's kind of what I was aiming for, to be honest. But this will become better. So, because I have a plan for this one. Let us up the price to say like 550. I don't think we can go the full $6 on this one, as it will leave our guests too poor. But this is definitely not bad. Let's see. What else do we need to do? Are there... Yeah, we could make these backwards, but I have no intention to, really. So we shall open this up, first thing. Then we need to quickly get stuff sorted over here with the no entry signs. Also benches and, you know, the whole shebang. I mean, there are already... Wait. Oh. Derp. I had not realized that this would actually... Yeah, okay. That's bad. That can be blamed on me. However, it's not that bad actually. It means that it's a lot shorter than I had anticipated. But yeah, this is our very first coaster. Now, what do we need here? Of course, we need a fix mechanic. Definitely. Where is the exit though? In relation to this, I feel that this would trap the mechanic, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. If I were to place it like this though, and then have him be trapped over there. No, that doesn't work. Fine. Okay, so we have our fix mechanic. I also think we need like a regular maintenance mechanic. And we also need a handy dude for this new area. So we... Man, this is bad. How am I ever going to assign this proper? I mean, honestly, I don't know, man. This is a nightmare. I can already see that this is gonna become a very difficult park because of this. However, that is not going to stop us. I don't think we've butchered the terrain that bad over here. Sure, we might have demolished some walls unintentionally, but we shall place those back, as a good tycoon should. You know, just keep the illusion of a castle intact. Also, we can remove you. Right, so then, of course, I mean, this coaster is in operation, but it's not finished yet. So what we will do is, first of all, we're going to name this, and I have, of course, done a little... Well, you can leave the of course part out, because it's not typical me, but I have done some research on our naming, and we are going to call this one Raven Tree. Yes, Raven Tree. This is the castle of House Blackwood. And I do have a very cool, thing planned, which is very thematically for our naming and also very beneficial for the park. So it's a win-win situation. Now, of course, Raven Tree, House Blackwood. Wait, no. I wanted the paint job to be done. What we will do with this, of course, because it's House Blackwood, and I believe that Raven Tree has a red raven on a black background. Now, I don't really want this to be all black, but we are going to go with these colors. And then black and red trains. And we'll make these a little bit darker red. So, yeah, this is looking good, you know. Besides, a raven is also black, so... But yeah, House Blackwood, you know. Now, of course, you might be wondering, like, okay, so you have something in store, huh? What's that? You know, curious, you know, tell me more. And I will in a moment. First of all, though, we have our shops and stalls here. It seems to me, I mean, this loop, man, that really caught me by surprise. I had not expected this loop to be possible. But we are going to build a second coaster right next to it. For two reasons really. One, because it's cool, because I have something in store for it. Second, because we could really do with two coasters to pump up our financial means. Because I just have a feeling that with such a difficult terrain and pathing, we are going to need that. So yeah, we're gonna build another one. It's gonna be wait, what? What? We have what we asked for. Oh, wow! Thank you, eggheads. For once, you have been the... You know, there have been so many times where I have gotten, you know, like the crap I don't need and was asking and wanting for different stuff. This time, it's the complete opposite though. We got two of the most amazing thrill rides. We got the coaster we want. I don't know if they researched this or if we already had it, but I don't know. Somehow I feel like they have researched this, which is exactly the thing that we want. They've been listening for once. All my harsh treatment of the eggheads has paid off. And I'm glad for it. Right. All of a sudden, I have a feeling that this park will be a breeze. So what we're going to do now then, huh? Well, we are going to build our second coaster. We shall once again make an entry into the underground by doing this. And we shall commence the construction of the second coaster. So there we go. Now, of course, we don't need this to be in the same spot, you know, the station start, so we'll definitely do that. We'll also have to go as far backwards with this as we can, as we did with the other coaster, and you know, use lifts right at the start. Just saying. Yeah, I will also fix up the terrain over here. You know, the castle is really beautiful. I'd like to keep it that way. So even though this is expensive and our money could be better spent elsewhere, I don't think it's a bad decision to keep the terrain nice. So there we go. Now, with this, I don't mind teaming this up a little bit, you know. A little bit, like I said. Let me get these supports out. So let me just plan this out a little bit. What I want to do is I want to go through this loop over here. So I guess the best way to actually achieve that is to have it lift and then not go as high as this coaster, but actually... Oh, you know what would be really cool? I don't know if we can pull that off, but it would be really cool if we could have a water splash right through this loop. Oh, that would be amazing. That would be really good. So, what we're gonna try and do then, is we're gonna go up. We're gonna go not as high. We're gonna drop, curve around here. Probably... because the loop is right here, so what we'd want is a curve at like height 14, which should be just possible, and then aim ourselves at this loop at the right height, and then go through. And then, what we're gonna do, because then we're not done with it just yet. Also, where is the park boundary? No, we do have quite a ways. Right, so after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a drop down, and then we're gonna have a loop there. We could also have a loop through this. Could we? Or could we not? No, we cannot because it's not high enough. So that's not gonna happen. So we're gonna have a loop around this track section. And then, so just so that I get it straight myself, we're gonna have a curve around like this, do the loop, then we will... go around like this, come above ground, go up, and if we no, there's no way we can make a descent over here through this tiny piece of... No, actually there is a straight piece over here. So What we're gonna aim for is to have one final drop that goes down right over here at this very edge. That one. And then we will return to the station. Speaking about the station, we need this to be in place. Also, there. That needs to be in place. And then we'll place that the furthest back we can. Right, okay. So, we don't need the underground view anymore. We shall go up. But now we will actually keep it like this. And then just a tight curve. Nothing fancy yet. Now we're at height 12 though. No. So we need to go up one actually. If I were to do this... Oh, I mean, gods be good, but I think... we're like one off. Alright. That can happen. If we do an S-bend, yeah, to the other side though, then the water splash. Oh, it's happening. It is happening, and it's right in, you know, the water section is right in the middle. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, we're gonna crank out the max loan for this. Pray that we will actually be able to pull off what we had envisioned for this coaster. This should line it up at the right position. So if I were to do a loop to the left, it says no. Possibly because we need to go down one lower. We can arrange that. We will actually need a tight curve then for it. So, loop, loop, no. If I do this one earlier, loop, loop, it says no. Do we need to be up like 2? Loop, yes, and that's the loop. Nice, nice. Alright, alright. This is what I wanted. Now, as for the coaster itself, it's gonna go underground, curve around, get up here, go up. I mean, the speed we have won't be amazing. There's something to be said for going up higher, but what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna go around, we're gonna go to height 13 or 14, 15 maybe. And then we're gonna try and see that we get ourselves dropped on that square, you know, right behind the car. Okay, so the plan is there. Oh man, these coasters, man, they're gonna be freaking awesome. We need to terraform. Be careful with our money. That's exactly where we want to be. If only the coaster wasn't in the way. A tight curve would arrange exactly that. So we'll then go up. Alright, so far so good. And that's height 12. We'll go down. We'll go up. We might even have to lift it over here. So right now a tight curve. This would allow for exactly what we want. Wouldn't it? No. We would actually need to be up like one higher for this, huh? So forget this whole curve shenanigan. We'd need to be at like height 15. I wonder if the coaster will actually make it that high. I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't. I still hope it does. Right. I mean, yes! Nice! Very nice. Okay, we're in business, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as for the rest of the coaster, all I really care about is that we curve around back to the station. We don't need to do anything else, nothing fancy. We have what we came for with this coaster. So, we shall go like this. Oh, then we shall not go like that. Perhaps a little bit later. And then something like, oh man, it's so hard to see over here. It's just, it's outrageous really. Also, we shall keep this banked for a little. And then that would line it up, but I would like to have the tight curve in there and done. Actually, I don't. Yeah, you know what? We will keep the tight curve. Can we do a station? Yes. Very nice, because I think I accidentally removed the exit. So, there we go. Right, very nice. Test ride it, whilst I worry again about getting a decent queue over here. This time, though, I think we need to take a look at other venues, because, I don't know, man, it's just, over here is a nightmare to hook it up to. Everywhere else also seems to be a nightmare though. We don't really have that much flat path real estate. So, I guess still the only real option that we have is to hook it up over here, but I, of course, really craftily... Oh, wait. We can easily hook it up over here on this side, and we will share the exit paths over here. So we'll actually have the exit path go below and just hook up there. I hope that doesn't bug out our mechanic, but... because he needs to be trapped on this square. As far as I can see him walking up there, we'll go around this way. So that should not be an issue too much, but it's definitely something, you know, we need to be wary of that. Nice! Right, okay, we're in business. Come on, game. No. There, that's it. That can and will and still is a very fiddly thing to work with. Oh wow, really? We need to raise or lower the land first. Fine. We shall go like this. Maybe we won't. Wow, is the terrain really this low over there? It sure seems so. I'm not expected that. Where are we building this then? I mean, let me just... Okay, so we would actually need to resurface over here and then go into the underground once more. That's the way of it apparently. Right. Okay. That's not a problem though, I mean, don't get me wrong. If we need to do so, we shall. It seems to me that we're already above ground. Now, I also need to get height markers out there. Currently, our path is at height 9 and... ooh. Though this is height 10 and this is height 13, which of course means we cannot... Right, okay, I can see already the way that we need to take with this. We'll actually need to go down one. Just so that we can, yeah, that's the thing that we need to do. Now, of course, this has become a real nightmare. Well, actually, it's not that bad. Roller coaster in the way. That was not what we arranged for. How can there be a roller coaster in the way, honestly? I know there's like a track piece above it, but that track piece is at height 10, and I should be allowed to terraform that. See? Honestly, I'm almost tempted to quickly close the coaster, remove the piece. You know what? That is exactly what we are going to do. Right, bear with me here as because just, oh man, oh man, this is beyond a nightmare, this. Right, so it's this piece over here, as far as I'm aware. Because we are already, just to get it straight, we are already below this one. So, this tower, man, whoever put it there wasn't really doing the most clever thing. So, we are already below this one. All that we need to do is heighten up this one piece below it. So what we need is the castle crasher. I believe that's the green one. Just to make sure, we'll click this, castle crasher. We'll close this, yes. Then we shall... Wait. I need these blinking pieces there. Right. No. Then this. Okay. Then get this back. And open that. Right. Then we will get our path out there, which we can now do. Okay, so we got this hurdle one. However, we're not out of the woods or out of the castle yet, I should say. As we now need to go up 4 height levels. Well, good luck with that. I can hear you thinking already, but watch me as I get this sorted. Oh man. I say that with more confidence than I ought to. Can't even see where the effort... Okay, it's over here. That's not the right terrain. I am on the wrong tile here. That's... Oh man. I can't, for the life of me, even select the tile. Oh wait, no. There we have it. There we go. There. We actually did it. Now, I assume that I ruined some terrain somewhere. Yeah, I did. Right. I fixed it though. I fixed it. Nice. Right. Okay. So, that's that done at least. Have I... Yeah, I still botched up the terrain on this side there. That's alright, we will fix this, Look, see, the castle will remain intact. However, now, because if you thought this was a nightmare, be prepared for the next nightmare. We now need to get the other path hooked up. That is the exit. I mean, what a nightmare to work in over here. Oh man, this is anything but easy. Right, okay. Now I do need to kind of like see the actual exit so that I can even... Oh, it's actually there. Right, okay. Once I get the path going from that one, if I can even get the build selector tile on it. It doesn't even allow. I mean, how am I even supposed to get my build? No. That's actually it. That is actually it. Nice. Very nice. Right. We'll go down to instantly. Oh, there's actually a roller coaster there. Is that the... one that, yeah, because it comes up, of course. Yeah, of course, because why didn't you see? Well, that's not an issue though. If we go one lower, well, that should be resolved, and then we should go up 2 actually. And then if we go up 1 right now, we are on the same height. And that actually hooks it up. Very nice. Nothing to see here. Castle still intact, of course. Moving on. Actually, not entirely. There. Right, okay, so... yeah, you might have missed the test ride a little bit. I don't think I did the best job in showing what it did. It did not crash, so it makes it through each and every part. And it's actually decently high. Whoa, and the Raven tree is even higher. It's a 7.34 all of a sudden. This is a coaster though. I mean, these two coasters, you know. Oh man, do I love them. So, what we're gonna do right now is, of course, do the essential setting up of stuff. First, we're gonna start with actually trapping a mechanic dude over there. And as far as I'm concerned... Yeah, you're trapped there right now. Okay, that's one thing. Then we need a handy dude there. Wait, that's the mechanic. I was like, wait, what? That, alright, so as far as I can tell, the handy dude should go like this, something? I don't even know. Nah, it actually does seem to be the right call, and he also seems to be walking over on that side. So that's that done. Then, let us get the benches. And what I'm not going to do is put a no entry sign. Wait, the handy dude did not walk all the way where I want him to. So, just to make sure that he does, we shall... Yes, that's better. Anyway, what I was saying is that I don't mind if the handy dude... Oh man. If he traverses all the way over here. And what we're also not gonna do is build no entry signs, because what I do want is the guests to share the benches. I don't know, we'll place a few trash cans and be done with it, and not ever look at that underground mess again. Also, I am aware what I'm doing right now is setting up horrible pathfinding problems. I am well aware of this. However, I hope to have covered everything with them fixed mechanics. So, now that we have everything in place and we know that the ratings aren't actually shabby... Oh, we don't have a photo section on this one. It's not that bad, you know, I don't mind it too much. We are going to set this up for success, of course. Now, let's see. We have this. We have the settings all sorted. You know, the technical settings, except for one, but we'll come to that in a moment. I don't think it comes as a surprise by now what the settings are gonna be. So, this is going to be called Stonehedge. The Castle of the Brackens. Oh yeah, I mean, those of you who've read the novels, they will know what a pun I'm playing here. The Blackwoods and the Brackens right next to each other. I quite like it actually, you know. I mean, Blackwood obviously, and well, you know, I mean, the Brackens, it's not really wood related, but they have a castle, you know, and we were determined to put Game of Thrones castle names in here, and so we will. Now, Stonehedge, huh? As far as I recall watching the, you know, the banners and whatnot of the houses, I don't really recall. I thought it was a white tree on a field or something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with white supports, you know, for the tree, and then we shall color the tracks black. And then because it's on a field, we'll go with no. That was not the one. Then we'll go with. I don't really know if the Brackens have any green in here, so we'll stick with also red in here for now. We won't, because that looks ugly. I guess we'll go with a yellow or a grey perhaps. We'll leave it grey, but I'll look up what the actual sigil is of the houses of the house Bracken, and then I will you know, repaint it if needed. I do quite like the looks of this though. So for the cars though, we are gonna go with a dark red and a yellow in there. So there we have it, Stonehedge, huh? Now, of course, the magic option is going to be ticked on both of these coasters. The magic option being Synchronize. And just so that we know what the ratings are, 7.34, 7.03. And then with that ticked on, we should get to a 7.5, almost grand even. That's not bad for two relatively cheap coasters. So we'll synchronize both of them. I don't think we need to leave any minimum waiting times. With the rides, you know, well actually I don't think it would be such a bad idea, you know, filling them up both. Let's see that the max waiting time for 3 trains is going to be, yeah, no, I want to lower it. Let's say that it's gonna be 25 seconds. 25. Same for those. So they will be teamed up. And what I really hope is that the timing on them will be quite cool. So that they will, you know, loop and then go through at roughly the same time. Or perhaps a little bit. We actually have a pretty solid chance of that happening. Lower speed, a little bit of a longer lift. There's a good chance that this synchronizes really well. But that and more all has to wait for next time when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.